New Hampshire could prove a turning point in this US presidential election, with the race down to just two main contenders for the Republican presidential nomination. Our Washington correspondent Anneliese Nielsen has been on the ground in New Hampshire, looking at how the campaign trail has changed as Donald Trump maintains his hold on rank and file of the Republican Party.
New Hampshire is home to just over 1.5 million people, and each presidential cycle, this little northeastern state is the first in America to hold a primary vote to decide who will be on the ballot come Election Day.
Every single one of us are dedicated people, and we are freezing.
Outside the southern New Hampshire University Stadium, hundreds of people have been lining up for hours in the freezing cold. The temperatures have plunged to -9 degrees Celsius, not including the bitterly cold wind chill factor. These are the devoted supporters who are helping Donald Trump maintain his hold over the Republican Party.
So after all this, if at the convention Donald Trump isn't the Republican nominee, will you still vote Republican come November?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, because RFK will be there. Yeah.
What if it was like a Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis?
No.
Donald Trump has dominated the campaign so far with rallies like this.
How many Trump rallies have you been to?
Probably like 20.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, they're fun. It's like you can walk up to people and just say, hey, and they're like, hey, and you just talk to them. And you just talk about everything, and you're like, wow, this is like hanging out with your friends. And you actually meet a lot of friends through here, and it turns into like family, actually.
Donald Trump doesn't do retail politics in the same way. And I think part of that's because it's not his style. He came in 2016 as a celebrity, so straight out of the gate, he's not somebody who can stop by a diner. He's not somebody, I mean, he has huge groups of people who follow him anywhere. He has a lot of security.
At the nearby Red Arrow Diner, traditional retail politics is still alive and well.
All the presidents in recent history have actually walked through those doors. So if you want to be president, you got to walk through those doors.
Every candidate this election has visited here to meet voters, except Joe Biden, who's effectively removed New Hampshire from the Democrat primary calendar.
Where do you guys want to sit?
We're here with lesser-known Republican presidential candidate Ryan Binkley. The investment banker and pastor is fighting this campaign, one handshake at a time.
How long are you going to stay in the race?
Oh, I'm going to win the race. We are in this thing not just to have fun, not just to change the conversation. Do you have a burden?
In any other campaign, a candidate like Ryan Binkley may have been able to cut through a truly open field. But with Donald Trump dominating the race, it's hard to catch a break.
We started in 15th place, navigating our way. No national attention at the beginning. And it's really been interesting because we missed the first debate by 4 people in New Hampshire poll, maybe 3 or 4 in one other national poll, or we would have been there. But we decided to stay in. We've been sticking with this real message. I think everybody knows something's missing in our country.
It's hard to imagine the leader of the free world coming into a small diner like this to meet patrons, shake their hands, look them in the eye and ask for their support to be President of the United States. But that's exactly how retail politics has worked in presidential campaigns. The question is, does it still work in a world where Donald Trump has such a firm hold over the base of the Republican Party?
Are you voting in the primaries this week?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel like any of the candidates are worth voting for. None of them speak to the things that I find important.
Nobody in America wants to see a rematch between Biden and Trump. Nobody. It's just not exciting to anybody. And so it's a shame that we're at a place in our politics now where I think people assume that this is all because the parties are really strong. But it's actually, for those of us in political science, we've been kind of seeing the weakening of party structure for a long time.
These early contests are setting in motion a fractured campaign that's likely to turn into a divisive lead-up to the 2024 election.
I know that we've got it in the bag as long as, unless the Democratic Party doesn't cheat, we got this in the bag.
Anneliese Nielsen, Sky News in New Hampshire.